My name is Nancy Pope, and my daughter Catherine is 10 years old. She was diagnosed with cluttering. That didn't happen early on, though. We noticed her speech issues, her fluency issues, when she was in preschool. We tried to have her assessed or evaluated when she was in kindergarten, and they weren't able to do that for us. We went several more years thinking that was something that she would outgrow, and eventually in third grade we had an evaluation, an assessment done first privately and then an evaluation done by the school district where they did diagnose her with cluttering. She received speech services for 1 year, and then because of Rhode Island law she was no longer eligible for those speech services. But before we came to that point, my husband, who works at a research and development lab, his colleague had used Dr. Pedro and had had great success with his daughter, so we thought we'd give this a try. One of the things about cluttering is that the child or the patient does not realize that they have the disorder, and therapy is only said to be effective when the patient is able to realize it, and even in that case, not always. So we went into this knowing that the regular speech therapy may or may not be effective for her, and we decided to do something different and something that we had heard good things about from my husband's colleague. Cluttering is a dysfluency disorder, so it's not like stuttering where the person knows what they want to say and can't get it out. It's more of their thought patterns are disorganized and they can't figure out what they want to say before they say it. So there's a lot of ums and ahs, they call them interjections, and so my daughter would be doing a lot of umming and ahhing. This prevented her from raising her hand in class. She never raised her hand in class, and we started to see it socially because she would basically be run over in conversations by other kids because that's how kids are. So her frustration was starting to rise as she moved along in school, and not wanting to raise her hand was really stalling her academic success. So her self-confidence was low, and as she would have conversations and people would not wait for her to answer a question, or she would want to say something, but by the time she could really get it out, they'd be on to something else because kids talk fast. So you could see it, her confidence was low, and I don't think she felt very good about herself. She had received speech therapy the spring before she started with Dr. Pedro, and so she received a little bit of speech therapy, and we got a taste of what it was like, and based on what we had read and what we had researched, we could see that they were working towards, but we were looking for something that might be a little bit more impact, and make more of an impact in her life. When we met for the first time with Dr. Pedro, he was able to do something that we hadn't done previously. When we had found out the diagnosis of cluttering, we were told that Catherine had cluttering and were handed a pamphlet in a meeting, and that was the extent of what we were told. Basically, what we learned, we had to learn on our own. When we visited with Dr. Pedro, he did a cortical integrative therapy exam of Catherine. By using goggles, he was able to tell us, he was able to look at Catherine's eyes and tell us more about the brain, and did a chalk description of the brain, and so we were able to have a better understanding of where the problem came from in Catherine's brain, and he was able to tell us how he would be treating that and how he would treat what her specific problem was, or her issue, or her disorder. Catherine was here came 3 times a week for several months. She would come here and do the exercises, and it was great to see her do the exercises because she got better and better at them, and her confidence rose, and obviously her speech improved. We heard less of the ahs and the I's, and the teachers noticed the improvement when she went back to school. She started in here in August and went through probably till about November, I think, and she really worked hard at it. It's an intensive program, but we saw improvement, and we liked that part of it because we knew that if she continued with speech therapy, even if she could have continued, it would have taken a long time, if ever, to make the improvements that she did. So we were very happy. Catherine completed her therapy here, her exercises here, probably about 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. She is a much more confident learner. She's raising her hand in class. She's much more confident socially. And her disorder, we don't hear the ums and the ahs that we heard, that really defined cluttering. So the program was a huge success for her, and we were very happy that we took this path and decided to have her come and visit Dr. Pedro.